This is where the football crowd come down for the match. Like I said, what's it going to be like in 20 years' time? You can still see a cobble road there. So if it's industrial, it's dirty, they're going to get rid of it. And everybody just live in flats, what they're going to do? Work in call centres, shops. It's a real great future, isn't it? So there's Matilda Street, if anybody's worked on Matilda Street in the past. All the industry gone, all the little mesters. So if you just go down a little bit of road, that's the ring road coming back and joining on itself. It's just exactly like this, just down the opposite side. So we're coming up to Radio Sheffield. Now we've done a few protests there, but we knew there were nobody in because they don't actually work at weekends. I mean, it's a shell of the service it was, Radio Sheffield. But originally I did a lot of interviews there in the past for my own business, and this wasn't the original building back in 2000. So we spent a lot of money on this building, and now they're not using it most of the time. So they wasted money that they didn't need to spend. There's zero round here other than flats. We're going to come up to the old tram shed in a minute. I want to get across because I just want to show you this on this side. And I think this was all going to be music studios just round here. And I think this is failing. Correct me if I'm wrong. You can see Radio Sheffield there. Just government propaganda anyway. So just round here you've got the old tram sheds, more flats. But it's all about maintenance, and like, if it's alright having a project, but if you've got no maintenance, they just start to look really tacky in the end. So this is red tape central. I brought you down the interesting spur of the inner ring road, if you can call it interesting. There's Shoreham Street, the other side's just going to the right, where it joins up exactly at the same place. So you've got the Midland train station across here. I'm going to have to try and get across to it. But you've got the parking, and I bet that's expensive parking for it. You've got the lead mill down there, because there were big cries about the lead mill being kicked out of the building. It's quite a cult in the pot world, the lead mill. So I don't know what's going off with that. But I think they just want to build more flats there. But I need to go on the other side of the road for you. show you the Midland station. I'm going to have to do it with a crossing today. No problem when I haven't got a camera, I can get across the road very easy, but carrying a camera in my hand and I don't want to drop it. But just on the left, I just want to show you some buildings. We're on Howard Street, you can see the Howard Street Hotel just there. And all these buildings, there's about 4 of them. They're all becoming university buildings. Just behind it, you can see that silver top. That was going to be that was a music museum. Didn't last very long. Another waste of money. How many millions was that? So we've got Pond Street down here. So here we've got the Midland station. Now this sort of waterfall, as water comes out the top and down the side of it, I'm told the stainless steel weren't even made in Sheffield. That's what I was told. Can anybody back those facts up either way? So that's a car park for the station. It's going to cost you a fortune in there. I'll just show you the tram shed because that's worth looking at, even though it's accommodation now. So there's the old tram shed. Should never have got rid of the network in 1960. Massive mistake. So like we've got Pond Street here, and because they've damaged this side of town, and because they charge such large amounts for buses to actually use it, the buses are now using the roads to actually drop passengers off. So they must have spent millions on Pond Street. Not to use it, so we got that contract. I need to get back across again in a minute, and I will do. There's no water coming down it today. That's the thing, they built these projects and they go faulty, and it's never factored in the maintenance side of it, so they probably then struggle to get the money to actually fix them. They probably get a grant and then they've got no recurring revenue for the projects. You can see all those new university buildings there are horrendous. So I've just crossed the road. But unless it's the university or unless it's building flats, you're not going to get much support in Sheffield with your business, especially if you're a small business. Who's going to risk your own money into a shop in Sheffield? So the only people that's going to win now are the globalists. Just want to show you the vista, if you can see it, show you into Pond Street. So that tall new building up there is Vista Apartments for students again. See the old nightclub up there, Fiesta as well. I've been told that the old nightclub, top rank steel, is going to become a venue for snooker. The actual crucible isn't big enough, and if they want to keep hold of it they're having to extend. I think it's going to be a 1,500 seater part for the snooker. and there's going to be a bridge from the Crucible to where Steelers was, and like I said, it'll probably be completely remade. So we've got the Hyde Park Flats, or Park Hill, whichever one they are. Go around the edge. So that's but I doubt you're going to see many Sheffield folk in the big flats anymore. They'll not be able to afford what they're now charging for them. On the left hand side of me is Pond Street, with either more flats or offices. But how much are these a throw? It must cost an absolute fortune, and I've never seen any benefit from those when I'm driving around, other than trying to brainwash me. I did a freedom of information request to the council. I think they said it was something like £5.5 million to actually do the clean air zone. I don't believe it with those types of signs, how much all of those cost all the way around it. So I'm coming up to the Parkway roundabout. And I'm going to pop back to my car at the end of this, pick up my signs and walk into town. So we've got Ponds Forge swimming baths, built for the World Student Games. Used to have something called Ponds Forge. It was an industrial company there. And I'm guessing a big stamping forge. They've now built more of these, whether they're offices or flats, I don't know. It appears to me now, after the World Student Games, that before that we had reasonable sort of immigration into the UK, or some people say it was still too much. But after the World Student Games, about 1998 I think it just went through the roof. It's as though they primed us for flooding our country with mass immigration. And it's not about the welfare of these people coming into the country. It's about getting cheap, unlimited labour so you can drive the wages down with a view of the flats. So I think it's took me probably just over an hour to walk the ring road. Somebody said it was 2.5 miles. I think it was more than 2.5 miles, because I'm not really stopped and I'm not a slow walker. You can see the Supertram bridge up there, which is one of the positive things in the city, the Supertram bridge, because it's iconic. The actual Winter Gardens and then the eye centre are the only real projects I've seen of any interest architecturally since I was really born. Most of the stuff, big department stores, were built before me in the 50s and 60s. Another view on the Ponds Forge, but this is Commercial Street on the left. Commercial Street's so different to what, when you look at the old pictures, so much character. Which is now gone. And just on the left there is where the old Rag and Tag outdoor market was, the precursor to the Sheath Market. You can see Canada House, which is a Sheffield United gas line company. Just round the back of here are the mayoral office for Sheffield City region. Just a bureaucracy pushing an agenda. They say the guy who's in charge of it, the mayor, because he's the Sheffield mayor, and then this Sheffield City region mayor, he claims that he's not the one that's pushing the clean air zone. Sorry, I don't. It's all part of the same agenda. It's never somebody's fault. There's never any ownership. It's just to the left of me as well was the old sheep market, but you can see up there Dixon's Lane, it's dead now. It used to have thousands of people on Dixon's Lane. So there we are. Just wait for these cars to cross before in fact, what I'm doing, I'm thinking I can cross there, I can't. So I've took you all the way from here on the Parkway, all the way around it, and it's about an hour and 15 minutes if I'm right. Same again, aren't these big signs of distraction? Should we be distracting drivers when they're driving, but they don't seem to care about the law, do they? That's just a big distraction to me. So that's it, just a very boring walk around the ring road, but it's a time capsule, and let's see what happens in the next 10-20 years.